not resisting. I'm not resisting.
White female, gray top.
What's it gonna do? It's gonna do nothing, bro.
I am allergic to work. I can't work. I refuse to work.
What I'm about to show you is gonna make your blood boil. While you're working yourself to death and can't afford groceries, there are people stealing with zero consequences and threatening to rob you for your food. This is America's food crisis, and you're the one getting screwed. Watch this and tell me you're not angry. Let me show you what's happening at stores right now.
That's right, you're under arrest. I'm under arrest. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. I'm under paper right now. Right now.
If you decide you want to run up in Walmart and try to steal and walk out of Walmart, you going to jail. Now, my question is, if you didn't have money to buy food, how are you going to have money to bail out of jail? And the next question, who's going to watch your kids?
It's a wild chase. A cop in hot pursuit of a shoplifting suspect.
Foot pursuit for Dillard's. White female, gray top.
He runs after her across the parking lot. But it looks like he's out of luck as the accused thief jumps into a getaway car.
Get out! Stop! Stop the vehicle!
The cop can only watch in frustration as the car zooms away.
Baby, they done started running up in stores here in Memphis. I'm in Memphis, Tennessee, baby. And y'all know we plays no games. They done already started running up in the stores, running out of there with food.
Put my shit back. But I can't get no food though? I can't get no food? Alright, bet. If I don't care, you can call me, bro. I don't care, bro. What's it gonna do? It's gonna do nothing, bro. Keep doing that, bro. I don't care, bro. I know what it is, bro. Do it.
Allegedly, people are already starting to walk out of Walmart with big old baskets full of groceries. I heard it was so bad that the workers just let it happen. It was so many people, like everybody in the store was just walking out.
Trump said I can walk out of here without paying. I can walk out here without paying. You sure? That Trump said I can walk out here without paying. Here you go.
Oh, you good. It's all right, bad.
All right, bye.
So the police show up, people run, and half of them get away. The ones who get caught, they'll be out tomorrow doing it again. Meanwhile, you stand in line like a fool, scanning every item, paying full price, while people around you just walk out. You follow the rules and get punished for it. They break the law and face nothing. How long are you going to accept this? In my last video, I showed parking lot robbery threats. Now watch how much worse this has gotten.
If I came in your house with all my bags, picking out all your food, deep freezer, snacks, your grandmama's milk, and everything, what you gonna do? I'm curious. What you gonna do? If I was to walk in your house and go grocery shopping in your shit. I see a lot of y'all taking that food stamp video a little bit serious. I said what the fuck I said. If it came down to it, bitch, I will take this goddamn book bag and fill up in your motherfucking stove. If you don't like it, that's your fucking problem. Honestly, I said if. Y'all coming like I said I did. I will, and I did. The fuck out of here. If they run out of food, my kids run out of food, I'm gonna do what the fuck I gotta do as a mother. Fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all coming like y'all ain't never took nothing for somebody's stuff. Bitch, I never. If I had came down to it, bitch, I will load up in your local grocery store, bitch. Come out the door like, hey, yeah, this is personal. No, it's personal to you, but it's business to me. Fuck you, I'm gone. Yeah, wait.
You're not going to be laughing when they break into your house and steal your food, because that's what's going to happen when people are starving. People are going to break into your house and steal your food. They're going to run up on you in the parking lot at the grocery store and steal your food. They're gonna make a run through the grocery store and knock you over as they're trying to get out with food to feed their babies.
Okay, I'm not a rage baiter whatsoever. I'm just a loud ass bitch with a big fucking mouth. But you know fucking what? Why am I arguing with grown ass adults that stealing is fucking bad? Y'all should have been taught this as a fucking child. Who raised you? Stealing other people's properties is fucking wrong. It's against the law, and it's wrong. Morally and ethically, you don't take what's not fucking yours. Hello? Like, I thought it was weird a few years ago arguing with people about gender on this fucking app. Common sense, it ain't so fucking common any motherfucking more. But I am literally arguing with actual grown-ups that stealing is bad, and they're fighting me on this. Oh, it's owed to me, it's mine, I'm gonna get what's mine. Bitch! What? What the fuck?
Gonna go and rob white people as they're coming out of the grocery stores. How's that? Yesterday in Massachusetts, West Bridgewater, I believe, they tried to steal lobster and prime rib. And some other shit. They didn't steal tuna or fucking baby formula or diapers. They stole fucking lobster and fucking steak. Another thing in Tewksbury that happened too. Everyone that actually has a job and goes food shopping and pays with their own money, please be careful when you're fucking coming out of the stores starting this weekend. If you carry, you need to carry. If you need to brush up on your karate, then brush up on your karate. Because these motherfuckers think they are entitled to taking our shit. And that is absolutely false. I might hang out in front of Market Basket and just see if any of these fucking scumbags try and hurt an older person or anyone. I would love to run them over. It's not a threat.
So locally, there have been posts coming out that there are armed guards outside of many of our local grocery stores in my town. And this is because of the threats from those that are not receiving their SNAP benefits anymore, that they now are planning on robbing people who are walking to their cars with their carts full of groceries. Yeah, that's the fucking holiday spirit we're all talking about. Obviously, I have so many problems with this. Number one being the fact that you're trying to rob your fellow Americans when they have nothing to do with this. And number two, the fact that you have been getting benefits, right? For however long you've been receiving them uninterrupted. Yet somehow you've known that the government has been shut down. It continued for 30 days. You didn't think to yourself, well, you know what? I don't know how long this is going to last. Maybe I should keep a little bit of my benefits. Maybe not spend it all in one place. Maybe try to spread it out a little bit. I have a problem with that because anybody that does any sort of relative budget and they know that this is happening, they're going to find ways to save a portion of those benefits to help get them through a little bit further. It seems that everybody's losing their shit on day one of not receiving their benefits. I have questions about that. And I'll tell you what, the answer doesn't lie in robbing your fellow Americans. That's just going to piss people off, and it's going to deter from your cause even further. You have a lot of Americans right now that are already scrutinizing this system. They are asking these questions. If you then turn to robbing them, you are really going to put a very negative thought process on the Americans that are funding these programs.
They're making videos about breaking into your house, taking your food that you bought with your money, robbing you in parking lots, and they're proud of it, broadcasting it publicly. You wake up at 5 a.m., you work all day, you buy groceries, and these people think they have the right to just take it from you. And you know what? Nobody's stopping them. Nobody is stopping them. Now, listen to the people who are actually paying for all this garbage.
I'm going to try to make this as polite as possible, okay? There isn't one motherfucker out there on food stamps, on SNAP, or on EBT cards that gives a fuck whether I work 80 hours a week and still can't afford to put a turkey on my fucking table during Thanksgiving this year. They don't give a fuck whether I work 80 hours a week and can't afford a turkey. They don't give a fuck if I work 80 hours a week and I can't travel over Christmas to go see my family because it's unaffordable. Because half of my check goes out in taxes to these motherfuckers and to Ukraine and to Israel and to every other fucking person out there abusing the system, whether they live in this country or they don't, whether they deserve it or they don't. These motherfuckers that say they're going to rob these stores come November 1st if they don't get their EBT, SNAP, and WIC checks, fuck off. You're going to jail.
The reason why people are mad about food stamps is not because of children on food stamps or the elderly on food stamps or disabled people using food stamps. People are mad because there are over 40 million people using SNAP benefits. And if you think that all of those 40+ million people should be on food stamps, then you are beyond naive. The fact of the matter is there is a massive amount of people who actively decide to make food stamps a permanent part of their budget, even though they are completely able-bodied and completely able to work a full-time job. We're frustrated because we see people who are free riding off of our hard work. Yeah, I don't feel bad for able-bodied people who actively decided to take advantage of their neighbors by making their neighbors pay for their groceries, even though they should be paying for their groceries. I don't feel like a bad person for thinking that those people are wrong. It's not selfish of me to want to keep more of my own money. It's selfish of those people to expect others to pay for them when they are perfectly able to support themselves. They simply choose not to.
Are you ready for another uncomfortable truth where I said the quiet part out loud? SNAP and EBT benefits need to go back to basics. They were created to help people get by, not live a life of luxury on the taxpayer's dime. It's supposed to keep you fed, not fund a lifestyle. And it shouldn't be a comfortable way of life. It should be just enough to get you by until you can get a better job. Assistance is meant to be a bridge, not a permanent address. And if the goal is food security, then we need to stick to real food staples like milk, eggs, cheese, bread, pasta, rice, dry beans, peanut butter and jelly, tuna, fruits and vegetables, and canned goods, not soda, chips, candy, and Little Debbie's, okay? And definitely not crab legs, lobster, and steak. Hardworking families who pay taxes can't afford that stuff either, yet they're the ones footing the bill. That's backwards, okay? If I have to live on a reasonable food budget while I'm working full time, it's inexcusable that someone who doesn't work or underworks is eating better than I do. And here's another truth. If you're in government assistance, you should have to account for what you purchase. If you are abusing the system, you lose your EBT, period. If you can afford to get your nails done, new tattoos, fake lashes, taking vacations, all that stuff, if you can't afford that, you can afford to buy your own groceries, okay? And let me be clear, I don't want anyone to go hungry, but you don't deserve luxury food on someone else's dime, and you dang sure better be grateful for what you're getting. Some people truly can't do for themselves, and those folks should qualify for help. I'm talking disabled people and veterans who have earned that right through service and sacrifice, but too many people can work and simply choose not to. This country was built on hard work, not handouts, and it's time that we remembered that.
I know people are going to want to attack me because of this video, but at this point, I don't even care. The reason they are getting rid of SNAP benefits is because people keep abusing the system. There are people who are able to work, able-bodied people is what they call them. But they think that, hey, let me go out here and just have more kids so I can get more benefits and not have to work. It's not fair to us. Us single people who get up and we work 50 hours a week in order to take care of ourselves. People saying, oh, if they cut my stamps, I'm going to go out and steal. Do you see us stealing? I'm not stealing. I can't afford to buy every single thing I want to buy each week, but I make it work with what I can by budgeting. So saying that you're going to steal, there's no excuse for that just because your stamps are being cut. As the famous Les Brown once said, life is cyclical. One day you're up and one day you are down. The food stamps getting cut should not be that big of a deal. I know there are people with 8, 9, 10 kids who depend on that in government assistance to get by. I think that people's mindsets should change. Try to start a business, do something. Of course, you start a business, you can't stay on government assistance, but the mindset shouldn't be,
let me keep staying on government assistance because I have 8 kids. It should be, let me find a way to make wealth for my family for generations to come. So government assistance, it doesn't even matter how many kids I have. It doesn't even matter how much money I make. I'll make enough to take care of me and my family.
Do you realize that people on SNAP benefits are eating better than the rest of us? We literally have to scrounge and budget for our groceries for our children. We have to plan meals. We have to be ingredient households just to feed our children. And mind you, half of the people on SNAP benefits are illegal immigrants. Over 60% of them are illegal immigrants. This was never the way that it was supposed to be. Churches are supposed to feed people, food pantries, that's what they're there for. And somehow people felt comfortable letting the government control whether they eat or not. How embarrassing, right? Now, don't get me wrong, I don't need all the people in my comment section, in my DM saying, what about the people who fell on hard times? And what about disabled people? What about elderly people? Yes, those are the people that should be on it. Do I think that there are 42 million of them? Absolutely not. Do I think that it should cost $7.8 billion with a B to feed them every single month? Absolutely not. Do I think that the reason why our groceries have gotten so expensive is because of programs like this and illegal immigrants coming in and stealing our resources? Absolutely. That's definitely part of the problem. So no, don't feel bad. Keep the government closed. We need to see this through, and we need to make sure that we get rid of everybody who is on these benefits that don't need them.
These people are working 80 hours a week and can't buy a turkey. Half their paycheck goes to taxes. Taxes funding people who sit home and do nothing. You are exhausted. You are broke. You are eating ramen. Meanwhile, able-bodied people who refuse to work are eating better than you. Your money funding their lifestyle while you suffer. Does that make you angry? It should. Let me show you exactly how much of your money is being wasted.
If we have 42 million people requiring food stamps and relying on the government to feed them, why are we not talking about the fact that we have 42 million people relying on the government for food stamps? Why are we not changing the tone of this? That's a problem. And even then, do we really have 42 million, or are there some people on there taking advantage of the system that shouldn't be on there? That's always going to be a concern of ours because there's been known people to do this. My wife worked in a grocery store. The story she would tell me of those that would come in and the products that they would buy when they got money loaded under their EBT card, it was insane to hear the stories that she had to tell me. And also the backhand knowledge of people selling their EBT funds to other people. It was just, it's a lot. The fact that we have 42 million people relying on the government for food stamps is a troubling statistic. And we're not trying to figure out the solution to it. But those that are not working and just living off the government, how do we get them into jobs? Like, stop living off the government. If you have to sacrifice your nails, your hair, your whatever you're doing to like beautify yourself, but you're living off government assistance, we got to fix these problems because the entitlement is insanely irresponsible and it's frustrating to see.
My food stamps went from $4,400 in food stamps every month to $38. What am I supposed to get with $38 with 6 kids? How the hell am I supposed to support my kids on $38 in food stamps? Not to mention our disability checks on hold. Our Section 8, my rent isn't getting paid tomorrow. So I have to come up with $1,100. Okay? I am allergic to work. I can't work. I refuse to work. The whole reason I had kids was the amount of government benefits that you get for one child. And now, with the dependent age being 7 and younger, none of my kids are dependents now. None of them, because they're all older than 7. So how am I supposed to live? How do I feed my kids on $38? This is not okay. Not okay.
Did the Lord command us to feed the lazy?
Many of these folks are
obese, unemployed Democrats with no desire to help themselves. They just want to live off the government. Oh, they got plenty of cigarettes, good cell phone, even multiple animals living in the house. But as far as taking the initiative to get out and provide for themselves, ain't gonna happen. Folks, listen. The Lord never commanded us to be empowering towards the slothful.
2 Thessalonians 3:10. You don't work, you don't eat. Like, it doesn't get simpler than that. Like, this is the part that they're going to skip, right? Because they're going to skip it. Why? Because they don't like to work. You know, it's in our nature to be lazy. It's true. It's true. Like, come on. Who doesn't like to get up and go to the couch and then, you know, turn on the TV and then just like eat some nice whatever is on the counter or in the kitchen and then just sit back and relax and just be like, this feels good. But you know what the Bible calls that? It calls it laziness. And it says that if you do not work, you should not eat. No. If you do not work, don't eat.
$113 billion a year from your pocket. And what do they buy? Lobster, prime rib, luxury food you can't afford. Meanwhile, you're choosing between rent and groceries. There's 42 million people on these programs with zero accountability. They don't have to work. They don't have to prove anything. Just take your money forever while you break your back. And here's the really sick part. Watch what the government is preparing for.
The United States is gearing up and fully expecting violence soon. They're expecting that the American public is going to take to the streets in protest, that there's going to be violence, that we're going to see large amounts of shenanigans. So much so that they sent out a memo, the Pentagon sent out a memo to the National Guard in all 50 states, instructing them to create a quick response team. A quick response team that includes people who are well-versed in breaking up riots, protests, people who know how to use a shield and a baton and all of the other weapons and tools that they have at their disposal on the public. They fully expect that this is the point where the American public is going to start to take to the streets and get violent so that they can invoke the Insurrection Act or declare martial law, and it will be justified. This memo that went out from the Pentagon pretty much solidifies that that's exactly what's going to happen. That's what they want to happen. It's what they're expecting to happen.
Hey, what's up, America? The United States readies reaction forces because of civil unrest from food stamps, and top White House officials go on to military bases for protection. Yes, all that has happened just in the last 2 hours or so. The Pentagon says it's readying thousands of reaction forces in case civil unrest grips American cities in the next couple of days. On top of that, several White House senior staff have decided to go onto military bases for their own personal protection just in case. So that's a lot to unpack here. So first of all, the reaction forces, those are basically military police that are specialized. Now this started a while ago, but there's said to be 23,500 personnel across 50 states that could be activated. Now Stephen Miller, Marco Rubio, and Kristi Noem have all taken housing at a military base. Kristi Noem, of course, before this incident occurred. So it looks like a lot of shit is starting to go down. I hope food stamps don't get taken away November 1st, because it looks like at least the government is starting to prepare for civil unrest. So that's what's happening with that.